Wonderful rendition there of the Star Spangled Banner here on Military Appreciation Night. Perry Lascaris and Teo Camadale here at 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Engineers about to take on the Brown Bears as the color guard will exit the Zamboni door to our left. Coming up in just a moment, we'll have the puck drop here. It's a freak-out weekend and always an exciting weekend here at RPI. Engineers will take on Yale tomorrow for the 38th annual Big Red Freakout. We have a decent crowd on hand so far here tonight. Expecting a lot of alumni back on the hockey side of things. Between 90 and maybe over 100 alums are scheduled to return to the ice. And I know when they walk them out during the second intermission, they try to fit them all out there. It's going to be tough to fit them on the one red carpet they have out there. The applause there for the color guard. We're just about set for hockey here. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so long as WRPI is broadcasting. We will provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that is WRPI.org. Teo, Engineers have not scored the first goal much this season. What's it going to take for them to get out and get a good start here?
It's just got to be a confident start from them, Perry. They're a good team, like I was saying earlier. They're right on the cusp. Plenty of opportunities to clinch a playoff game in this building for them. So they just need to jump out and against Brown, who is second to last in the ECAC. This is a game that they're going to need to take advantage. They're going to need to take by the horns, I would say, if they're going to want to be a team that has a chance to make it somewhere in the playoffs. You've got to take advantage of these opportunities.
Getting ready here for this one. Brown wearing their road. I believe those are very dark brown tops. Dale, I'm a little colorblind, so you can have to fill me in on the colors here. But looks like brown with white and brown trim there on the stripes. Yeah,
Perry, they look a little bit like Tootsie Rolls from up here, but that's just my opinion. Engineers in their home whites, of course.
RPI skating right to left. We are underway here from the Houston Fieldhouse. The Bears win the opening draw. Joey Deacon-Sillis back for his defensive partner. Josh McArdle and deep into the RPI zone. Shot from a tight angle. Shoulder saved by Kasdorf. Goes behind the goal. Pops out in front. Shot there by Niclario. Hops up off the glass far side. Players lost it for a second. He'll moved out of the zone by the big force that is Luke Karate. All the way down it goes. Wave off the icing. Victor Liljegren trying to track it down. He runs into McArdle. Behind the goal now is Babella trying to work it out in front. This is a big energy line, as Coach Shapper talked about before the game. Babella out there with Liljegren. Always a big line. And then the speedy Schrader at center. As the Bears get it deep, it'll be picked up by Mike Prapavesis back there. The freshman Prapavesis, 4 assists on the season. He's played in all 30 games for the Engineers. Tapping it to the Brown zone. They'll flip it in deep. Schrader's back there for it. He takes a hit from Dane Cooper, the freshman from Chicago, and they move it out to center. Here come the Bears right to the RPI line. Pass off the mark. Picked up Prapavesis. Feeds it back out to center. McGowan trying to get it in deep. Stopped up at the line. Flipped back out to center. Prapavesis jumps on it right at the red line. He'll flip it wide of goal. Karam's around the net to the far side of the goal, where it's played up the far wall. Off the boards there, that time was Willman, one of the 3 freshmen that Coach Apper talked about pregame on this freshman line. There's a shot from the top of the near circle. Easy stop that time for Tim Ernst on the try by Jared Wilson. He holds on. We'll get a face-off.
Tim Ernst saw that all the way. Wilson steps down the wall, takes a shot off the wall. First real chance. Brown Bears created a little chance. Laredo tapping it out to Niclario in front, but both teams still settling into this game, I think.
Draw coming to the right of Ernst. Engineers win it back to the point. Parker Reno, far point. One-timer deflects wide of a goal. The try by Wilson. Picked up McGowan, throwing in front. Rebound, they score! Jacob Lalette LaLiberte picks up the rebound and sticks it home. His 6th of the season, and the Engineers have an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, just a shot from the point. Wilson gets it in. It takes a deflection, went behind the net. Lively end wall here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Kicked right back out. A shot on goal by McGowan, it looks like. McGowan takes a shot on goal. LaLiberte just sniffing in the slot. Easy pickings. Taps it in from the slot.
LaLiberte now tied with Drew Melanson for the team lead in goals with 6. It's not a lot, but the Engineers have a pretty balanced attack. They haven't scored a lot of goals this year, but coming into the game, they had 4 players with 5 goals. And now LaLiberte separates himself from that pack, joining Melanson with 6. Engineers off the neutralized draw. Have it here. It's an even strength goal for RPI. Now there's a giveaway. Moving into the zone is Jackson, throws it cross ice. Centering pass. Shot was blocked by Bradley as it lost in his skates. Picks it up there. Flip it off the boards. Roll it around near side. Prapavesis has it. Mike Prapavesis, cross ice feed into the zone. Picked up by Melanson. Melanson in the corner. Hands it off for Miller behind the goal. Miller trying to walk it out in front. He gets hit and knocked down. Carried out by Matt Harlow, senior, on a Bridgewater mass. Gets it to the RPI line and in deep, where it's chased down by Jacobson. Jacobson ties up there with Prapavesis. Lost the puck. Centering pass broken up by Miller. To the far corner they go. Clario takes a hit from behind and goes down. Puck's underneath him. Engineers dig away. That's Jake Wood over there. Move it back to the point. Make it to Nanny, rather. Shot from the point. Easy blocker save by Kasdorf. Probably headed wide. It goes into the far corner. Miller tries to work it free and does. Prapavesis to the neutral zone, into the skates of Melanson. Does a nice job to control. He's into the zone all by himself as his teammates change behind him. Does get it deep. Back behind the brown net. They have it there. It's Dane Cooper. Up the far boards. They connect. Out to center. Laredo into the zone. Sticks it around one man. Karate picks it up, and now Bobella out to center ice. Try to feed it cross ice behind everybody. Schrader has to reach back, claims it, tries to dump in, but doesn't catch it cleanly. And the Bears do the dump in job for the Engineers. They go back behind their own goal to get it. Joey DeConcilis, senior from St. Catharines, Ontario, has the puck behind his own goal. And now Lafferty. Up the near side boards and in deep. Race for the puck. Karate bumping there with Tyler Bird, freshman from Andover, Mass. And Schrader takes it away and flips it high in the air, bouncing down to the Bears blue line. Shot back to center. Bird can't control. Picked up by Liljegren. Chips it in. Picked up at the near side half wall. Schrader throws it cross ice for nobody in particular. It'll be picked up and moved back out to center by DeConcilis. Rolled up the far boards. Picked up by the Engineers. Quickly near side for Wilson. Wilson to the neutral zone. Tapped in deep by McGowan. They'll chase. Picked up behind the cage by Josh McCardle, another freshman from Roscoe, Illinois. Very young Brown team here. But as we talked about, some talent, especially up front. Now a giveaway at the line. Walking in Wilson on the stick handle. He put it wide on the backhand. He was being harassed there by Josh McCardle all the way in towards the net. Never got a real clean shot away. Near side half boards now. Taking a hit, but getting it out to center was Lafferty. Taken over by Neal. Backhand flip to center. LaLiberte near side from McGowan into the zone. Top of the circle. Feeds it far side. Trying to walk in front was Wilson. He gets tripped up and goes down. Now the Bears try to break the other way. It's a race for the puck. And it's going to be knocked away from Joe Prescott as the Engineers defend well with a 1-on-2 situation. Reno throws it up the far boards right to the Bears blue line where they control. Carried there by Massimo Lamacchia. Drops it back. File far side. Into the zone they come. Now a shot from a tight angle below the hash marks is easily stopped by Kasdorf. Puck pops free to the near corner where Chris Bradley has it. Bradley, the junior, for the Engineers out of Williamsville, New York. Gets it deep, race for the puck, and Jake Wood's going to get there. Goes hard into the backboards, picked up by Bourbonnais. Centering pass right in front, they put it wide. It was Jimmy DeVito with a great chance there and a feed from Bourbonnais. Put it just wide of the left post. Tie up in the near corner now. Trying to work it out to the point. Prapavesis can't control. 5 minutes in here and not a whole lot of stoppages. I don't think we've had one yet. Prapavesis near side. Into the zone is Wood. Wood shot right on. Blocker save. Trying to knock it away. There was Ernst. Gets it into the corner. Picked up Bourbonnais. Back towards the near wall and carried out by Lappin. Lappin steps around DeVito into the zone. Near side circle. Centering pass. Tipped away by Leonard into the far corner. Slapped at by Neclario. Goes behind to the far wall now. DeVito has it, trying to clear, knocked down and out to center. Played there by the Bears. It'll be Techmeyer, and we get a whistle finally and a stoppage. 14:31 left in the first. 1-0. The Engineers have an early lead on a Jacob LaLiberte goal.
Yeah, Perry, I think that was the third whistle this whole period. Puck just goes out of play. A lot of back and forth, a lot of neutral zone play. Both teams, I think they both realized they were in the game once the goal went in, but still not quite tape to tape with all the passes here.
Shots are 3-3 between the Engineers and Bears. We're still pretty early here in the first period. Long outlet pass, Deacon Silas to the RPI line. All tangled up there with Sam Lafferty, but he does get it in deep. Reno trying to poke it free from a scrum behind the goal. Now a backhand pass out in front. We get a whistle here and a penalty. They're going to get a hook or a hold. Going to be a hooking call. It's going to go on Parker Reno.
Good play by Max Willman, the freshman out of Barnstable, Massachusetts. Takes a puck that his teammate did a good job to battle for on the wall, keeps his feet moving, tries to step out to the front of the net and forces an Engineer to haul him down.
Power play time for the Bears here. Engineers on the kill this season, 79.3%. That's 107 on 135. Taking quite a few penalties. Engineers flip it up the far boards, kept it at the point by Lamakia there, who's playing the point on the power play. Engineers trying to clear out near side, kept in nicely by File. They work it down low. Walking in front, Laredo. And he was knocked away from him, but kept into the line by File. Good poke check at center. Miller's going to have a chance here. Race for the puck, and Lamakia shows his speed there as he beat Miller to the puck. There's a race back into the brown end of the ice. It was won by Massimo Lamakia. Now back into the RPI zone. They come near side, backhanded deep by Mark Niclario, junior out of Milford, Connecticut. Tie up behind the goal, poke free to the side of the net, centering pass, and Laredo has to go back to the own blue line to pick it up. Now he works it down low. Handed off Niclario to the far side for Lappin. Lappin holding, far circle, down low. Centering pass broken up by Karate. He'll try to force it out of the zone, gets it as far as the blue line, and now the Engineers break shorthanded here, 2-on-2. McGowan into the zone, has Schrader with him, feeding in front, right through Schrader. Had to play the pass in the air, did McGowan, and did not connect. Now another pass in front for Schrader as they kind of wrap things around. Goes into the near corner. Tap towards the line, kept in Prapavesis, fake a shot, feed it McGowan, moves to his forehand, lost the puck. And Deacon Sills will take it away. Behind the goal they go. Up the far wall, here is Matt Laredo. A lot of M's and N's and L's on this Brown team. As they'll set it behind their own goal, Joey DeConsilis has it. 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points in 23 games for him. Into the RPI zone offside. We have a whistle here. 12:40 on the clock, first period. 25 seconds left on the Reno penalty. Engineers have an early 1-0 lead.
The Brown Bears just struggling to establish a little bit, especially with the Engineers pressing them in their own defensive zone. Finally got a good break out there, but just offsides. A little more focus level here required from the Bears to establish and try and get a goal.
Shots are still 3-3 here, so nothing really doing on the Brown power play. They possess the puck just a bit in the offensive zone, weren't able to get anything going too serious. Into the near corner it goes, wrap it around to the far point, or it's kept in there by Techmeyer. He works it down low. Willman, he's tied up below the RPI goal line with Curtis Leonard, RPI senior captain of Napanee, Ontario. You can hear the fans counting down the penalty clock, but Brown still has the puck in the zone. A one-timer was blocked by Miller. Comes free behind the goal. Picked up there and cycled deep by the Bears. That was Willman. Now Miller off a feed from Karate, tries to move it out to center, connects to the red line for Matt Neal. Matt Neal coming on strong late in the season, as has his classmate Jacob Liberté. Neal now with 15 points on the season. Liberté with a goal has 17. As the Engineers dump it in, it's picked up far corner by Nanny. Lou Nanny trying to play it off the wall. He's tied up, kept in nicely by Neal. Nanny trying to walk out in front. He's tied up and gave it away in the end. Toe drag tried in the defensive zone, doesn't work. Poke free by Liberté. They'll try to work it out of the far corner now of the Bears end. Behind the goal, DeConsilis trying to play it behind for some help. Works it free to the near point. Shot by Prapavesis off a shin pad. Comes free to the far point. Bradley made an awkward play, but does keep it in. Back behind the goal, they'll wrap it to the near half wall. Towards the point, kept in by Melanson just off the bench. Stick handles to the far circle. Drop past Bradley. Fakes a shot. Down low, Melanson off a skate. Still looking Melanson. Back up top for Bradley. Shot through traffic. Never got through. It hit Nanny on the way in. It's poked to the far corner. Bradley has it taken off the wall by Melanson, calling for the Liberté. Doesn't find him. Prapavesis near point, far point, one-timer, a drive. Saved there by Ernst. Bears try to clear out to center and do race for the puck and a chance for a partial break. In comes Prescott. And he shoots and he scores right over the shoulder of Kasdorf. We're tied at 1. Defensive breakdown by the Engineers on the rush after some solid offensive zone possession. right back down the other way comes Brown. They tie it up.
Yeah, it's a great goal by the Brown Bears, Perry. Just a real goal scorer's play by Prescott. Engineers pressing hard, like you say. 2 minutes, 2 shifts in the Brown Bears end. But right as the Brown Bears recover the puck in the corner, the defenseman laps a little bit for the Engineers. Prescott sneaks in behind him, takes a great indirect pass, and walks in on Kasdorf, puts it over his glove.
Junior Joe Prescott with a goal, just his second of the year and 7th in his career. This is only his 10th appearance of the season. The junior out of Norwell, Massachusetts, has this game tied up. Up the far boards and into the RPI zone, picked up by Luke Karate. In the corner, spins away from a little bit of pressure, then gave it away. Centering pass intercepted by Schrader. He'll play it back behind his own goal, jumping up into the attack now. Tyler Wood, sophomore from Manchester, Mass. He'll play it behind, picked away by Schrader. Can't control that pass, and is kept in at the far point by the Bears. Back behind near side, Leonard. Up the wall, connects to Liljegren. Liljegren feeding it through to the far side of the ice, and it's tipped in deep by Babella. Stopped behind the cage by Ernst. Up the near wall, taking a hit was Liljegren. And they battle for it there with Schrader. It's worked loose by Lappin. Nick Lappin, Jr. out of Geneva, Illinois. Backtracks to his own zone. Hands it off for Wood. Wood takes a hit from Liljegren, but gets the pass away. Tapped in deep, so no icing here on Brown. It'll be picked up behind the cage by Riley Bourbonnais. Fakes a pass up the wall, goes behind the cage for Wood. Wood, stick handling through his own zone. Outlet to Bourbonnais, too far out in front of him. He couldn't control. Tie up in front of the Brown bench. They now have it in their own zone. Here is Brandon File, junior from West Vancouver, British Columbia. Gave it away in the neutral zone. Wood trying to take over. Bears get it back. Chopping at it there and taking a hit from Wilson. That time was Sam Lafferty, the draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Engineers pick it back up and shoot it right back in the other way. High off the glass. It comes down in the far corner of the Bears zone. Stopped there by Max Willman, and they get it back the other way. Race for the puck. Lamaki is not going to get there first. It's Prapavesis who pins it away from him. Now a bad giveaway in the zone. Bears trying to capitalize. Shot saved by Kasdorf from the far side hash marks. Now the Liberté off the wall out to center. It's kicked at and controlled by Deacon Sillis, who flips it right back into the RPI zone. It'll be knocked down out of the air on the one hop. A short hop by Kasdorf, who likes to hold on to it. 8:51 left first period. 1-1 here, RPI and Brown.
Really fast pace to this game, Perry, in the first period. The Brown Bears, they're starting to get a little comfortable here. I think that goal gave them some energy, and they're really starting to air it out. Have their wings fly in the zone as soon as they get the puck, and just can't quite connect on all those passes yet, except the one from Tegmeyer to Prescott, obviously. But the Engineers settling in defensively, playing strong after the goal.
Face off in the defensive zone for RPI. Bradley battling for it. Gets some help from the Liberté, who finds Prapavesis. Out to center they go. Cross ice pass finds McGowan, who shoots it in. Ringing around to the near corner. Neal trying to stop it there. Goes back behind the goal, past McGowan, and now it's Deacon Sillis through center. Knocked out of the air by Prescott, but he can't control. Puck goes fluttering into RPI territory where it's controlled by Prapavesis. Far side pass for Leonard. Up the wall, they connect. The Liberté had stopped in front of the Brown bench area. He'll flip it in deep. Picked up near corner by Techmeyer. Nearly gave it away. Gets some help and moved it out to center ice by Davey Middleton, sophomore from Novi, Michigan. Bears get a wholesale change. Engineers trying to capitalize quickly up the near boards. Neal can't control the pass from Karate. Looked to be a reasonable feed, but no sale there. No, into the zone comes the Clario. Tight angle shot, and he scores right through the 5-hole. Kasdorf does not like it as he shakes his head. That looked like one of the softer goals Kasdorf's going to give up. It's 2-1 Brown.
Definitely, Perry. I think as Niclario just jumped down the wall, Kasdorf didn't quite have his stick down. The quick release from Niclario, a really quick shot. Gets it off right under the 5-hole. Kasdorf did get a piece of it, but not quite down into his butterfly as well as he maybe should have been. Stick was up. Not pretty from Kasdorf, but another goal from the Brown Bears as they just air it out. Long pass.
Yeah, almost the same play.
Yep.
Off the far boards and in. That time it was Mark Niclario picking up his 8th of the season. As they tie things up in the near corner. RPI zone around to the far side. Wilson has it. Up the near wall and deep for RPI. Stopped there by Ernst to leave it in the corner for Wood. This is a team, Brown, that beat Harvard 2-1 in their most recent game. So No taking these guys lightly. Into the zone comes Willman, tracking down the puck in the far corner after it went in deep out of his reach. They tie up over there. Played up the far side boards, now trying to make a move, and losing the puck was Miller. Shot by File high off the glass behind the RPI goal. May have taken a deflection on its way through. Picked up now top of the zone, trying to drag it through. Stolen away by Melanson. He'll stick handle into the zone far side. He'll actually stop up in the neutral zone. Flip it in deep. Brandon File for Brown. Near side for Lappin. To center ice for Niclario. Gave it away. Poking at it is Liljegren. Trying to feed it back to the point. Knocked out of the air, and we get a whistle here. Maybe a hand pass. That's what it looks like.
It looks like it will be a hand pass. Engineers starting to maybe turtle a little bit after giving up a couple of weak goals. Well, not weak goals. The first one, not a weak goal. Second one, just another, just a board battle that Niclario sort of won, beat his man, but the Engineers really need to jump back into the way they were playing the first couple shifts of this game.
And needless to say, Kasdorf has not been himself that he was back 2 years ago. No, Prapavesis gave it away. And he gets some help, though, from his defensive partner, and Chris Bradley breaking up the potential breakaway situation for Nick Lappin. Prapavesis just a poor stick handle play at the blue line. He's been a steady player for RPI this season, but not there.
Yes, ill-advised for Prapavesis, I think is the nicest way I could put it. Tries to stick handle. His man steps right through him, kicks the puck out. Prapavesis very close to picking up a hooking penalty there, if you ask me.
Neutral zone, shot in deep by the Bears. Techmeyer got it in deep. Now they battle for it along the far wall. Leonard plays it down low for Karate here. So the two seniors paired up for the first time, and Karate just gave it away. Centering pass out in front. Wrist shot over the top by Lamacchia, looking for goal number 2. And you can see why he hasn't scored too many goals this year, as that one was ripped right over the net. Now Liljegren back the other way for RPI. Drop pass, shot by Babella, goes wide. It was along the ice. Picked up near corner by Schrader. Tries to cycle. It goes by Liljegren. Deacon Sillis up the far boards, pinching in a bit there was Reno to keep it alive. Now a cross-ice pass stays onside. McGowan, a slapper, that one's blocked, and he throws a hit to Lamacchia. Puck out to center, shot in by Wilson. Engineers will finish their change. Joey Deacon Sillis for Brown. Around his own net, Bears have now a 2-1 lead. This game is somewhat reminiscent of Clarkson last time out, as a shot from center ice will be held onto by Kasdorf, who was out of his crease to make the play. 5:43 left first period, 2-1 Bears leading.
A couple decent moments there from the Engineers, but McGowan really has to make a fake or something. You can't just walk in and fire that shot right into the other team's shin pads. Good play by Babella coming down the wall earlier to make a good low shot to the far pad. Nothing came of it, but the Engineers working back to get a couple of chances in the last couple minutes.
Puck in the far corner. Trying to get it out of the zone was Reno. Now back in deep. Reno back to claim it again. Finds Wilson. Wilson moves it out. Cross ice pass connects to the Liberté. Now ahead for Neal onto the tape. Wrist shot coming over the top right corner. Trying to pick it out was Neal. McGowan trying to feed it deep, and he couldn't control. Back come the Bears into the zone far side. Good play by Bradley to break things up along the wall as he knocked the puck away from his man. And now back come the Liberté. A couple of Bears down behind the play, but the RPI can't quite counter quickly enough. Now they'll reset in their own end. First period is 15 minutes old. RPI breaking in near side. Drop pass for Neal from the Liberté, who feeds it right back down low. First one to it is McCardle, and he'll carry to center. Through Bourbonnais, race for the puck, and we have a potential icing call was waved off on the good speed shown by Niclario. Now hit from behind there was Laredo. He can't control. Free to the near side. The shot goes way wide from File. Kept in far point, however, by Dane Cooper. And now the Engineers have it. Prapavesis is ahead for Neal. This group in need of a change, but they'll move in on the attack as the Engineers will change behind Matt Neal here. Bouncing puck will roll out to center on the Bears clearance. Leonard has it in his own zone. Quick pass across ice near side. The Engineers are offside. Bourbonnais a little bit too quick on the step there. We'll have a stoppage. 4:21 left here in the first period. 2-1 Brown leading. Bears also have a 7-5 edge in shots.
Yeah, you mentioned the Engineers at the end of their shift there. Matt Neal just a little lazy getting back. Didn't quite make it back offsides. Bourbonnais could have been driving the net there, but unfortunately they get caught off sides.
Face-off coming here to the right of Kasdorf. Karate has it. And now Wood. Well, back to Karate. Stick handling through center, crosses center and dumps in. Karam's off the back wall. First one to it, Wood. Feeds it far corner off the stick of Bourbonnais. and the Bears will move it back to center. 2-on-2 to the RPI line. They'll fire it in. That's Lafferty. It'll wrap around to the near side. Bird there, the Andover, Mass native and Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick, plays it over to the Sabres draft pick in Max Willman. The 3 freshmen here, all NHL picks for this Bears team as they get it in deep. Here's Bird. Tied up there with Wood. Karate takes it away. He'll roll it up the near wall for Jake Wood. Looking to break now is Miller. Wood just out to center with it. Chips it around one man. That's Lamakia, but has it knocked away. And then knocked down and a chance to break here. A bad change. Here comes Jacobson on the move. A shot and a save by Kasdorf. Right pad. He got it away. Jacobson. A horrible change there for the Engineers. Nearly resulted in another goal, but that time Kasdorf may have atoned there for the earlier mishap and saved his teammates. Still 2-1 Brown. 3:15 left in the first. Engineers get it into the Brown end of the ice. Controlled by Nanny. Centering pass, Reno takes the slapper high over the top. Puck never settled for him. Picked up far side of the zone by Harlow. He'll clear it out to center. Parker Reno in the neutral zone. Near side finds Nanny. Nanny into the zone. Takes a hit. Puck underneath him. Wraps behind the goal. Back there to get it is Cooper. Cooper stick handling to center. Tapped into the zone by Prescott. Race for the puck. Jared Wilson the first one to it. Wilson, the freshman from Calgary, Alberta. Has it knocked off his stick. It's picked up by Melanson. Melanson back behind. Gets it back there from Wilson, and now Melanson will meander to center ice. Tapped along, but knocked down. Bears try to break back the other way. Here's Prescott. He has a goal so far tonight. He'll leave it in the corner. Centering pass, fanned on. That time by Middleton. Around to the far corner they go. RPI's end of the ice. Back behind the net. Picked up there by Reno. Parker Reno with it. He'll stick handle to center. Cross center and try to dump in. He gets it by File and in deep. Ernst has to wait for it a bit. Plays it to the corner for File. Now a long outlet pass. This will be icing on the Bears. That was way off the mark. We'll have a stoppage here. 1:59 to go in the first. 2-1 Brown leading.
Yeah, the Brown Bears not able to change here. Engineers with Liljegren, Bourbonnais, and Schrader, it looks like, and they'll try and see if they can get something here in the last 2 minutes. This would be a big time for a goal here. Pull this game even. This hasn't been a really impressive period. Looks like the official is having Riley Bourbonnais roll his sleeves down. A lot of players like to roll their sleeves up, but officials not really caring to see his elbow pads, which I think is in the rules of the game anyway, so.
You're probably right there. Face off in the offensive zone. This also gave the Bears a little bit of a rest. No fault of their own. Of course, it was Bourbonnais the one who was causing the problems. Tie up in the corner off the draw. Liljegren's there, trying to kick at it. Bourbonnais to help out. And he peels it away off to the skate of Babella to the point where it's picked up by Bradley. He'll turn and shoot. And not seeing it that time was Ernst and went wide. In the near corner now, Prapavesis in deep. Prapavesis trying to shield the puck away from the Clario. Still Prapavesis, spins back to the near side, throws it off the back of the net. Still Prapavesis holding, and he'll cycle down low in the end. Good possession shown that time by Prapavesis. We've seen his ability to just maintain possession of the puck in the offensive zone. Now Bradley, a wrist shot, kicked towards the net by Bourbonnais. Save made, and this will be covered up. I'm not sure that would have counted if it went in. It was a good idea and a good try that time by Bourbonnais, but you could have seen a kicking motion out of that one.
Yeah, Perry, I think maybe Bourbonnais upset that his arms weren't how he liked them, decided to try and use his feet. Probably wouldn't have been a goal, definite intent to kick the puck out straight towards the net, but Ernst makes the save anyhow.
That was a nice save on the left pad there for Tim Ernst, the sophomore from Pickering, Ontario. He has a .500 record on the season, 2-2-1 on the year. 315 goals against, .901 save percentage. Bears behind their own goal, looking to break out. Errant pass nearly intercepted by the Liberté. Now it's swatted back to the RPI line, picked up by Leonard. Leonard will carry in near side, flips it on goal, sticked away by Ernst. Picked up in the corner. McGowan taps it off the back wall, far side for the Liberté. Back to the point, Karate. A slapper through traffic save. Trying to get on the rebound was McGowan. Ernst can't cover. Picked up in the far corner by the Bears. And Willman. 43 seconds left in the first. Bears holding on to that 2-1 lead. Here is McCardle. Up the far boards for Willman. Takes a hard hit there from Karate. Puck comes free to the neutral zone. Engineers have it. Neal. Now Babella, top of the circle. Wrists one wide. May have hit off of something on its way through, and below the goal line it's Neal. Neal back towards the point, caught on the backhand by Bradley. He'll throw it deep for Neal, now near side point. Prapavesis off the half boards. He's tied up and lost it. Still Prapavesis, he gets it back from Neal. Below the goal line with 6 to play in the period. Prapavesis back to the point, Neal with 3, shot was blocked. Puck out to center with 1 second, and that'll do it for the first. The Engineers find themselves down 2-1 after taking an early 1-0 lead. Not a real promising period for RPI, but certainly in this game, and have 40 minutes to try and correct whatever's going wrong here.
That's absolutely right, Perry. I think this period break couldn't have come fast enough for them. A couple of decent minutes there in the last 2 minutes of play. Engineers pressing hard, getting their chances, but really I think it's going to be important that Coach Appert has a good hard talk with them. They're going to need to focus up this period. The goal's coming off a lost board battle and just a poor coverage job by the defenseman. Another breakaway opportunity. Kasdorf bailed him out when they made a poor change, so it's just time to focus up for the Engineers and make it happen, play steadier hockey in the second period.
We will step aside here and be back with our first intermission. Perry Lascaris and Teo Camadillo from the Houston Fieldhouse. Once again, your score after 1 is Brown 2, RPI 1. You're listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. with the second period of play here, as the Engineers trail Brown by a score of 2-1 after one. Perry Lascaris and Teo Camadilla from the newly worked upon press box here. It's new this season, and there's still some more things to be done here, but it's a decent view. We're not in the catwalk anymore, which I'm sure some people like, some people don't like. I always kind of had a love-hate relationship with being up there. I think you were up there for a couple games, right?
Yeah, I definitely liked it up there. As long as I didn't look straight down, I was fine.
Right.
It's definitely a good spot. You get a good view of the game, but the new press box, we're sort of sitting up right above everybody else, above the first row in the press box here. We got a nice view of the rink.
It's not bad.
We can see the far wall, at least near the visitors' bench, which you definitely couldn't with the scoreboard in the way.
We have a solid turnout once again. As I mentioned, it's for Military Appreciation Night. A lot of ROTC students are here, sitting across from us, and I believe some on the near side as well. Solid turnout here for them. They get some Wounded Warriors playing some sled hockey between the first and second period. Getting everyone excited here in the Houston Fieldhouse. It's really a good thing that they have going on here with the Wounded Warrior Project. Support RPI Athletics and the kind of partnership they have with them.
Yeah, I love watching those guys go out on the ice, Perry. I've never done it, but I've heard from people that do it that it's incredibly hard.
Yeah, you're skating and shooting and stick handling all with your arms.
All with your hands, yes. So I definitely couldn't imagine putting the puck up under the crossbar with a stick that's a foot long, but somehow they do it.
I remember watching the Special Olympics maybe 10, 15 years ago and being in awe of the U.S. team, watching them on NBC or one of the affiliates. I can't remember whoever carried the Olympics. It was awesome watching the sled hockey. It's almost more fun to watch than regular hockey at times with what they're able to do with the puck. As you mentioned, go top shelf like they can. Yeah,
certainly incredible athletes they are. Very inspiring.
Before we get started with the second period, I'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as WRPI is broadcasting, we will provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that is WRPI.org. Engineers skating left to right as we start the second period. It's 2-1 Brown. And here is Curtis Leonard. Flipping it in on the backhand, gloved by Ernst to hold on to it there. And an early whistle, just 11 seconds in. Offensive zone draw coming for RPI.
Yeah, Perry, the Brown Bears will have the long change here in the second period. The Engineers bench sort of situated in the middle of the ice on the near side, as it is in a lot of college arenas these days, but the Brown Bears will have a very long change.
A face-off, it'll go behind the goal. Played up the boards, knocked down there by Schrader on the clearing attempt by McCardle. They pin up, and the puck pops to the middle of the ice. Laredo trying to clear it out, gets it as far as the neutral zone. It's slammed back in by Leonard. McCardle once more up the far boards, handed off for Niclario, and now back behind. McCardle once more. High in the air, near side now, slapped away from Niclario into the RPI bench area, as Taylor Patnaud, the RPI trainer, has to dodge out of the way, along with the doorman here on the near side for RPI, Scott Diebold.
Yeah, nobody handy enough in the bench to handle the puck. Looks like Sam Goodman, formerly of the RPI club team, is down there shaking his head as the puck flew by his head.
Puck shot in far side. Prapavesis battling for it there. McGowan off the glass, kept in file, a shot saved by Kasdorf, rebound, another save by Kasdorf on the pad, and the Bears keep it alive. Down low, Cooper. Maybe a game-saving stop right there for Jason Kasdorf. Puck kind of stuck to his pad in a couple of efforts that time. I believe it was Lafferty who had a couple of cracks at it. Thought for certain he was going to stick it around Kasdorf, but able to keep that right pad on the puck and not allow the Bears to add to their lead. And we have a stoppage here and an icing call.
Yeah, Bears ice the puck. Kasdorf with a great save, and that's the sign of a great goaltender is they don't give up. They never quit. I think he made his own bet a little bit there with that one. Didn't quite, made the save with his right pad, couldn't quite pin it with his blocker, and the puck was still loose, but great recovery.
Face off in the Bears end of the ice, shot off the glass out to center. And picked up by Melanson, who just flips it in deep. Knocked down by Ernst, far side file behind the goal for Cooper. Cooper Down the middle and a chance here. Into the zone. Prescott 3-on-2 for Brown. Into the zone. Top of the circle. Drag play. Prescott shoots and he put it wide. Had a lot of net to shoot at as an engineer went down trying to break things up. I believe it was Wilson. Turned it into more of a 3-on-1 after Prescott walked around him. Prescott showing some skills here. The junior, as I mentioned, just his second goal of the season earlier this game. But he's been a little bit more dynamic than we'd have expected in this one. Miller in his own zone at the wall. Has it knocked away by Lamacchia, but does play it back to Reno. Parker Reno with it. The sophomore out of Edina, Minnesota. Went to Edina High School, one of the high school powerhouses in the state of Minnesota, as it's shot in by the Engineers. Race for the puck, and it's going to be no icing there. Not sure who that touched, but here's Leonard, a shot through traffic, and that one deflected over the top. Wouldn't have counted anyway, as the Engineers were offside. And when Leonard pulled the puck back to take the shot, he pulled it out of the zone.
Just another little mental lapse there. Curtis Leonard fields the puck at the blue and fails to look down, draws his team offside. But yeah, like you say, Joe Prescott, the junior, showing some talent. Goal scorer's touch so far.
Not able to finish off that most recent opportunity. It's still 2-1 Brown. Tapped into the zone by DeVito. Machalow back to get it. Gets hit by Bourbonnais, wrapped around to the far point and moved out to center by the Bears. Into the zone, shot from the top of the far circle, easily sticked away by Kasdorf behind the cage. Battle for the puck behind the RPI goal. 3 Engineers back there, including Bourbonnais, who comes away with it. Ahead for Wood. Jake Wood chips it off the near boards and in deep. He'll be the first one to it. Wood behind the goal, trying to skate around Wood, that being Tyler Wood for Brown, not to be confused, and no relation to Jake Wood for RPI. Now here comes Laredo into the RPI zone, centering pass off the mark. Engineers trying to break back the other way. DeVito would have had a chance. It was broken up by Matt Laredo on its way through. Bears have it behind their own goal, up to in front of their own bench. They dump it in deep after crossing center. Kasdorf leaves it for Prapavesis, shooting it near side. Man open in the middle and cannot control. That's Tyler Bird. He was tied up there by the Engineers defensively. Babella with a defensive effort along the right wing boards. Now back behind their own net, the Engineers have it. It's Bradley, near side for Schrader. Through center, throws it right to Cooper, who has trouble handling it. He'll spin it back out to center ice. One Engineer in way too deep. That's Liljegren, fired in from center ice by Bradley, and holding on to it is Ernst, who gets a whistle. Babella lurking.
Yeah, a little bit of a confusing sequence there, Perry, as we had Wood check Wood, and then Laredo intercept a pass that was intended for DeVito.
It's beckoning for how much Wood could Wood. No, I'm not even going to go any further. Anyway, the Bears trying to move it out to center. Prescott gets knocked on by the Liberté. Now a race for the puck, and jumping in on the play is Prizeback. His shot was turned away. Good jump in his step for Zach Prizeback. Haven't heard much from him yet, but he jumped in and took a shot there on the rush. Engineers will flip it in on goal once more, gloved and held onto by Tim Ernst.
Yeah, Prizeback, the 6'4" sophomore from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, making Wilson look pretty slow as he used every inch of his body there to speed by him. Got a good scoring opportunity on the near post. Kasdorf there to make the save, but good flash of speed, and Wilson definitely looking slow there in comparison.
Prizeback, I don't think that's the first time he's touched the puck. We're here almost 5 minutes into the second period. Engineers off the offensive zone draw. Reno put it wide. Back out to center it goes. Jared Wilson connects to the skate of Neal, and then flipped into the zone, intercepted and shot back out to center by Deacon Sillis. Up the near wall, getting rubbed off the puck was Harlow. In deep, tap behind. Bears on the attack, centering past Harlow. Knocked down, they score. Harlow put it by Kasdorf. It was given to him by Reno, and it's a comedy of errors in this game. Reno had an easy chance there, had the puck, and he just gave it right away.
Yeah, just a bad giveaway. Good finish by Matty Harlow, the senior out of Bridgewater and the Noble and Greto School in Dedham, Massachusetts, for those of you who are in tune to the prep school scene. But anyways, Scott Diebold's going to head into the net now for Kasdorf as he gives up a pretty weak goal right on the ice to the far post from the slot. Puck just popped out, like you said, bad turnover, and Matty Harlow there to slide it in past the far post.
So Scott Diebold takes over. He filled in last Saturday. Came in to start the third period. Was 9 for 9 on shots against him there. So out goes Kasdorf, and the Engineers get the puck in deep. Kazi made 10 saves in this one on 13 shots. So the Engineers will have the senior out of Buffalo, New York in there. 3-1 Brown, they shoot it in deep. First one to it, Karate. He'll play it up the far boards for Liljegren. Trying to help it on further for Babella. Engineers looking for any signs of life here as they move it in. Schrader, tight angle shot, pad save, kick to the point. Karate has it. He'll just filter it down low once again. Tyler Wood takes a bump, picked up there by Schrader. Schrader takes another hit. Liljegren trying to help out along the far boards. He gets taken over as McCardle moves it to center for Laredo. Scooped high in the air, falling down Karate. First one to it is Lappin. Lappin in the corner. Just looks to play it behind. And now here's Babella in the near corner. Babella trying to work away from the forecheck pressure of Lafferty. Near side circle, Miller trying to get around Bird. He'll skate with it to center ice. Here's Mark Miller on the move. Stick handling into the zone near side to the hash marks and down low. Still Miller on the puck. Spins away to the corner. Played it back to the near point. Pinching in Bradley. Plays it down low. First one to it, Nanny. Hands it off Melanson. Melanson behind the cage. Trying to stick handle free. Centering pass. Shot over the top. It was Nanny. He may have ramped up the stick of the defender right in front of him. Now a backhand pass all the way to the blue line. Picked up Prapavesis. Shot through traffic. Skips wide of goal. Ernst was being interfered with a bit. Looked like it was his own man. And now to the far side it's Bird. Kept in nicely by Prapavesis. Gets some help from Nanny. Chopped at by Miller. Into the corner it goes. Cooper. He ties up with Prapavesis. Trying to peel it away. That time was Lafferty. He'll work it up the far boards for Bird, who'll move it out to center. Cross ice pass picked up, by Brandon File. He'll go cross ice with it once more. Far side flipped into the Brown bench, and we'll have a stoppage in play. 13:20 left in the second. It's 3-1 Bears.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Diebold coming in just needs some energy, I think, and that's a good way to get it off the bench. A lot of times, coaching decision just to put your other goaltender in there to show your team that the way this game is going is just not going to be acceptable.
Diebold 0-6-1 on the season, making his 12th appearance. 311 goals against average, .895 save percentage. Not easy to be a backup goaltender, Division I hockey or otherwise. A lot of times you're put in situations like this, you're not able to warm up. You have to come in and play well. He did play well against Clarkson, shutting down the Golden Knights in the third period last time out. Yeah,
and it's definitely tougher even to be the backup to a goaltender like Jason Kasdorf, who's so talented and plays so many minutes. Like you say, you got to come in cold, and when you do come in, it's never the greatest situation.
You're probably not in a good spot as a team. Engineers can't clear it out. Shot from the far point. Blocker saved by Diebold, his first of the game. Now a centering pass, Middleton, wrist shot deflects to the near side circle. Prescott tried to get his stick on it. He was defended well by Reno that time. Now it's flipped towards the blue line, picked up Wood. He'll spin it far side behind Wilson, who picks it up in the neutral zone. Up the boards for Bourbonnais, connects there. Fed into the circle, far side for DeVito. DeVito back to the point. Wilson's one-time slapper, had to wait for it a bit. Prescott tried to play it around him, off a skate. Engineers recontrol in the neutral zone. Flipped in, and the Engineers want to change. It'll be picked up by Joey DeConcilis. Up the far boards and tapped in by Prescott, and then takes a hit from McGowan. Back to get it behind his own goal is Luke Karate. Karate, the senior out of Cheshire, Connecticut, will stop it up and move it far side for Leonard. Up the wall, tapped ahead by Lilliberte. Now moving in, a shot and a save. Rebound pops free, net comes off. The try was by Neal, with McGowan crashing the cage. Not sure who they're going to say knocked the net off. That'll determine here where this faceoff goes.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to stay inside. McGowan definitely stopped up in the crease, and the defenseman Jacobson, Brown man, just came and plowed him right into the net. So Brown will not change, and the Engineers will have an offensive zone draw.
12:11 left in the second. 3-1 Brown leads here. It is freak-out weekend. RPI trying to make good here on Friday night. They'll have some work to do. Puck near point. Engineers keep it in. Along the wall, now it's high slot. Neal, a shot deflects, never got to Ernst. And now the Bears have a chance to clear to center and do. Poking at it, a couple players. Chopped at that time by Leonard. Breaks up the Brown rush into the zone. Bears shoot it back into RPI territory. Leonard takes over. Shot near side, La Liberté, neutral zone. Spins it in deep. Race for the puck. And first one to it, Tyler Wood. although he's tied up and is taken away by Neal to the point. Bradley holding, wrists one, is blocked by the man in front of him, stays in the zone where it's controlled by Prapavesis. He'll flip it off the far wall and down low. McGowan, help to the corner for Neal. Neal spins away from McCardle. And now Neal kicking it to himself as he's pinned against the boards. Back to the point, Prapavesis holding, waiting. Prapavesis, a wrist shot deflects on goal. Ernst with the save. Puck just sitting in the slot as everyone kind of had their man boxed out. And now finally Laredo skates out for Brown. He'll shoot it in deep and get a change here as the Engineers will pick it up behind their own goal. Shot off the glass, knocked down. Harlow can't control. Carried on further by Milos Guabella into the zone. Top of the circle. Wrist shot was blocked by the shin pad of Cooper. Now around to the far corner, Babella. Wrist shot coming from Prapavesis. That one's blocked away. Cleared out to center and all the way down. Will not have legs for icing. It'll be picked up there by Bradley. Finds Babella backtracking his own zone. He'll move it out to center ice for Schrader. Schrader off the far boards, taking back over and shot off the glass to center ice, and now rolling into RPI territory. No icing again. Prapavesis has it. He'll play it off the backboards for Wilson. Wilson near side to his own blue line for Babella. Trying to feed it up the wall. Taken over by Wilson. Ahead for Liljegren. He'll move it in deep. Ernst lets it run to the far corner. File and Schrader going to the wall over there. Played it back to the point. Shot off a body. Karam's out to center ice. Race for the puck. Reno's trying to get there right in front of his own bench. Taps it up the boards for DeVito. Liljegren throws a hit into Bird. Puck back into the Bears end. File has it. Crosses center. Dumps it in. And we have a whistle here into the late offside call. 10:08 left in the second. Bears have added to their lead. It's now 3-1. Engineers looking for answers in the second period.
Yeah, this game's starting to get fun to watch, Perry. The Engineers obviously down by 2 goals with their second goalie in the net. Scratching and clawing for every opportunity. The Brown Bears in their own zone giving it up. 5-6 blocks maybe in that last sequence for the Bears. Both teams really want it right now, but the Bears on top.
Bears towards the bottom of the standings as we begin play tonight. They have 5 points. They are 9 points behind the Engineers. Here comes Leonard into the zone off the near boards. He'll chase after it himself, trying to get around the much smaller Deacon Sillis. Leonard lost his stick, or Deacon Sillis did rather. Now a shot from the point, deflects in the air. It'll go up into the netting behind the goal. The shot came from DeVito, who kind of traded spots there with Leonard.
Yeah, DeVito covering for his defenseman at the point. That's a smart play. A little bit of a dreamy chip attempt at the near post. And it flies into the section where the Navy ROTC students are sitting, and the Engineers, as the rules are now, had an attempt on goal, went out of play, and will have an offensive zone draw.
Face-off won by Brown. Prescott flips it out to center into RPI territory, swatted at by Bradley. Comes across the line. This will be offside on Brown here. We'll have another stoppage in play.
Prescott there again. Joe Prescott made a good little defensive breakout play. He's starting to play with a little confidence, almost chipped a little puck past Wilson earlier on in the game. Didn't quite come off, but the Brown Bears definitely playing with a lot of belief right now. A lot of confidence.
9.5 to go in the second. 3-1 Brown. Here's Bradley off the near boards. Tapped along by Nanny into the zone. The Engineers are just onside. Miller gets hauled down. Penalty upcoming on the Bears. Flipped back out to center ice. D-bowled off for an extra attacker. Engineers will reset in their own zone. Delayed penalty coming up. A little over 9 to go in the second. RPI down 2. They're going to get their first power play opportunity in just a moment here. Tapped along by Melanson into the zone. In deep. Picked up by Miller. Centering pass looking in front. And we got a Engineers still in the puck. Far point. Bradley shot through traffic. That one's knocked down in front by Lamacchia. We finally get a whistle here. It's going to be a hooking call. It's going to go on the Bears. Engineers with their first power play chance.
Yeah, it's going to be Davey Middleton, Perry, the sophomore out of Novi, Michigan. He's a big boy. Got tied up with his man and hauled him down away from the puck. Referee standing right there. 2 referees on the ice with orange stripes. Easy for them to make that call.
Middleton off. RPI in the power play 12.9% as they win the offensive zone faceoff. Engineers playing a team that's worse on special teams than they are here for the first time in some time. A shot by Neal deflects into the far circle. Bears a chance to clear, and they do. Brown on the kill, 74.1%. That's 63 out of 85. So the Engineers with their first power play chance. They don't get too many. They had 2 last time out against Clarkson, 0 for 2. They move it into the corner. Liljegren trying to cycle from Melanson. He's tied up in the far corner. Bears trying to clear. Liljegren takes over. Centering pass for nobody. Intercepted and moved out by Niclario. Ahead for Laredo 1-on-1, walking in front, still Laredo. Jam play, and the pad save by Diebold, as Bradley did just enough defensively there to force Laredo into a tougher shot than he wanted. Now Prapavesis tried to make a drop pass at center, finds Neal, near side into the zone. Wilson had to reach for that one. Bears try to clear once more, move back to the point. Liljegren, far point they control now. Engineers do in the offensive end. Prapavesis moves into the far circle, spins away from traffic there. Under 8 to go in the second. One-timer Wilson, save made, block made, picked up by Neal and moves it back up top. Wilson, near side circle for Neal, back up top for Jared Wilson. He'll pull it back, far circle now. Wilson near side, Neal down low. Neal in the near circle, back up top, center blue line. Shot by Wilson, deflected wide. Melanson looking for the redirect in front. Now Melanson behind the goal, can't control the pass. Around to the near corner it goes. Neal leaves it off for Melanson. Back to Neal, kicks it to himself. Melanson gave it away, and the Bears cleared all the way down. 25 seconds to go on the penalty to Davey Middleton, as Diebold stops it behind his own cage. Wilson has it there for Leonard. Leonard up the far boards for the Liberté. On further for Bourbonnais into the zone. Bourbonnais takes a shot, save made, loose to the side of the net, and it's swept away. Ernst never had control of it. He made a nice stop, a shoulder save on Bourbonnais. It's finally swept away. 4 seconds to go in the RPI power play. Drop it back to the point through everybody. A chance to break here. Middleton just out of the penalty box. A race for the puck, takes a shot. We had a offside whistle goes. They're going to say that I guess the puck was not in the zone before. He has to retouch up. I'm not quite sure how they ruled that, Teo.
Yeah, I think they are going to call offsides. It looked pretty close to me. Yeah, that definitely the offsides is the call. Looked pretty close to me. The Brown Bears penalty bench door does open right out at the blue line.
But in RPI territory.
Yes. Well, in the the blue line is on the door.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is on the door. I guess it wouldn't be illegal.
No, but if obviously he took his first step into the zone and just was a little bit too late. Puck was moving pretty slow for him. A good idea.
That's a tough play for any linesman, I have to imagine.
Certainly.
But to be fair for the Engineers, a great job to make up ground by Curtis Leonard defensively. It wouldn't have been an easy play for Middleton, who was just coming out of the box. Now, Bobella back the other way is hooked a bit on his way to the net. Moves it back to the point for Prapavesis. That shot was blocked all the way by Willman. Back come the Bears through the neutral zone. It's I'll make that the defenseman, Techmeyer. He carries it all the way to the far corner, taken over by Schrader behind the goal. Zach Schrader through center ice, connects ahead to McGowan. McGowan leaves it near side for Milos Bobella. Bobella, a tight angle shot, glove save, rebound swatted at by Schrader, couldn't put it on goal. To the far point it goes for Karate. A one-timer by Leonard goes way high and wide. Karam's off the glass all the way to the far point. Karate shoots it right back in deep. 6 minutes to go in the second. Engineers looking to try to pull within one once more. They're down 3-1. Now Leonard down low with it. Battling for it there with Lamacchia. Coming away with it, Leonard. Back to the point. Bobella's there. Cross-ice pass connects to Schrader. Schrader back to Bobella at the near point. There are 2 defensemen down low and 2 forwards up top. A shot and a goal! Slams it in from the near point, and the Engineers are within 1. It's 3-2.
Goal from Bobella. That's a big shot from the point. Like you said, Schrader and Bobella covering the point with Leonard and Karate down on the half walls. Just too much traffic in front, and Ernst, who had a little trouble making the last couple of saves, bobbled a few pucks. Don't think he ever saw that one come through. Brown Bears doing a good job. I was meaning to mention on the power play, they blocked a lot of shots and didn't give up that many chances, so they're fronting well. But obviously, if you're fronting in between your goaltender and the puck, and it gets through, you make it tough on your keeper.
3-2 now, the 6th of the season for Milos Bobella, who's now also even with the Liberté and Melanson. Now walking into the zone awkwardly was Miller. Lost the puck, and it's chopped back to center ice. Here's Prescott now. Into the zone for Preisbeck. Preisbeck, wrist shot, saved by Diebold, pops to the far side. Good job defensively. The Engineers had all kinds of Bears sticks tied up. We do have nothing to be called here. He has moved up the far boards, Melanson. And now Bradley through center, up ahead for Nanny. Into the zone, takes a big hit and goes down hard. And as McCardle gave him a ride into the near side boards. Back out come the Bears. Naclario to center ice, ahead for Laredo. Back to Naclario. Near side circle, hash marks down low, throws it off the referee, nearly popped out in front. That would have been something. And it hit off the back of the net. Diebold looking the other way. Could have been disastrous if it was hit about a foot the other way. Now to the Bears line. Laredo has it. He takes a hit from Marino. Now Wood backtracks to his own end. 4.5 to go in the second. 3-2 Bears leading. Engineers pulling to within 3-2 on a goal by the Banska Bystrica native, Slovakia, that is, Milos Bubela. Shot and a save by Diebold. Rebound try. Diebold makes that stop too, and he'll cover up. Big rebound given up. And you don't want to give those away, especially with Mark Niclario on the doorstep. Already has a goal tonight, and he nearly made it 2 there. Diebold had to make a second save.
Certainly not a little flipping puck, I want to say. I don't think it was settled, and Diebold took it right off the center of the RPI crest on his jersey. Bounced right back out to Niclario, who just like a shark, sniffing in the front of the net. Found the puck, couldn't put it away. Diebold out and up, good save.
Face-off win, defensive zone right in front of the RPI goal. We're going to have a hand pass here on the Engineers. Remember, you can't do that in your own zone. I think it was a rule put in a couple years ago. You can't hand pass anywhere in the college game.
Yeah, this is the second year of that rule,
Okay.
Perry. The one I mentioned earlier about deflected shots is new this season, and the hand passes for 2 seasons have been in play, so yep.
Shot in by the Bears off the offensive zone win, but the Engineers will take over. Bears drop off just a bit to set up their forecheck pressure. Here's Leonard. Stick handling his way through the neutral zone, crosses center, dumps in on goal, knocked away by Ernst to the far circle. La Liberté jumps on it. He gets ridden into the far corner, taken over for a second by Neal, and now the Bears regain possession. File near side, whistle here, and a puck out of play. 3:49 to go in the second. 3-2 Brown leading here. Well, crowd, something a little cheer about here. The big shot by Bubela from the point has RPI on the board here in the second period.
Yeah, you know, they definitely took advantage of that opportunity. A little more noise in the building. 2-goal lead, they say, is the worst one to have in hockey, and the Brown Bears not able to hold on to it. Ernst having a tough few minutes back in net for the Brown Bears. Team needs to pick him up.
Pinned up against the near side boards in the Bears zone. Played behind by Techmeyer. Brown trying to work it out near side now. RPI putting on quite a bit of pressure here in the offensive end. Bradley has it tapped around him. Falling down was Middleton. And McGowan's the first one to it in the near corner of the RPI zone now. Bradley behind. Finds Prapavesis. Faked a pass. He'll throw it near side for McGowan. McGowan up ahead. He'll dump it in. It'll wrap around to the far side corner. Taking a look over his shoulder was Cooper before he plays it back behind. Shot near side by Josh McCardle. And now Prize back in the near corner of his own zone, being pestered by Schrader and Bubela. Schrader trying to peel it out of the corner, up the boards. Pinching in was Wilson. Now back to Bubela in the corner. He takes a couple of bumps there from McCardle. Schrader over there as well as they try to move it up the wall. Now cycling back down low. Bubela takes a couple of cracks in the back, stays on the puck. Bubela wraparound, trying through it in front all the way through. No one at the point, so the Engineers will have to regain possession in the neutral zone. And that's where Neal has it. Flipped far side for Karate. 2:40 left in the second. 3-2 Brown leading here. As they dump in, we have a score in women's hockey for you to tell you about. Yale leading RPI 3-0 after 2. That one's at the intermission. We're still 2.5 away from that here at the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI and Brown. Niclario far side up the wall, too far for anybody. Laredo tried to get there. We have an icing call on the Bears, and another score to tell you about it. A final in women's basketball. RPI with a big win up in the Saratoga Springs. They beat Skidmore 75-71 in overtime. So a big win for women's basketball. They're now 9-4 in the Liberty League, and having a good run here at the 2014-15 season.
Brown not able to change. They got a tired line out there, and the Engineers going to try and take advantage here in the offensive zone.
Bouncing puck, center blue line kept in by Schrader, so no change yet as well. McCardle plays it far side. Fanning on the pass there was Cooper. RPI battling for it in the far corner. This big line here with Liljegren and Bubela causing some problems for the Bears. Liljegren to the near corner, back towards the point. Leonard holding. Far point, he finds Karate, fakes the shot, he'll flip into the corner and find Liljegren. Engineers continue to wear on these Bears. Shot, and a blocker save. Comes free to the near side point where it's kept in by Leonard. Tapped around to the far corner. Bubela's going to get there. Everybody looks to be tired now. Bears trying to work it out far side. They finally do get it to center ice. Will they get it deep enough to change is the question. To the RPI line, picked up by Karate. He has it. He'll play it near side for Leonard. Partial change for the Bears. They get their forward unit off at least. Bubela up the near side and in. Defenseman as well, I might add, as File has it far side of his own zone. File off the glass to center, glove down there by Prapavesis. Scoot back into the Bears zone, picked up and a shot, glove save, as there were players sprawling all around Ernst. He's able to make the stop and hold on.
Yeah, both teams playing with a lot of energy. Two engineers crashing down low. Ernst jumps out, gloves the puck. Definitely needs to be solid here for the next 75 seconds so his team can escape into the second intermission with a lead.
91.5 FM, WRPI Troy here, or coming up on a minute to go in the second period. Nanny along the far side boards. Miller battling for it now. Back to Nanny at the hash marks. Trying to play it back to the point. It was intercepted by Bird. They continue to fight for it there. Another penalty coming up here on Brown. Centering pass and a shot there. And a one-timer by Nanny. There's kind of a slap pass there from Bradley from the point. Nanny steered it on goal. Ernst made the save, but the Engineers are going back on the power play here with 50.4 seconds to go in the second.
Great save by Ernst. He kicks the right leg out in the last second. It was exactly what Bradley had in mind, was a little slap pass. Another Engineer there in front to redirect it. You mentioned the name. Ernst with a great save, kicks it out, and the Brown Bears will...
Well, looks like we're going to have one penalty each way here. That's what the booing was about.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to Mark Miller for him to get a penalty, but definitely the delayed call against the Brown Bears.
Yeah, it's strange that they'll let the play delay as long as it did if the Engineers had a penalty coming up.
Must have happened after the whistle or on the shot or something. It could have been. Won't see it now, but anyways, we'll skate 4-on-4 for the last 50 seconds.
So we have a draw coming up, 4-on-4.
2 minutes.
Miller gets a hooking penalty. Didn't see it, but anyway, here's Laredo in a 4-on-4 situation. Shot and off the post, inside of the post and out for Laredo. Engineers dodge a bullet there. Babella starts things out back the other way for the Engineers. Feeding it far side off a stick. Babella will pick it back up again. Kicks it to himself, lost it, spun around. All kinds of confused. Now back comes Leclerc the other way, chipped into the bench by Prapavestis. Well, another stoppage here. That was the ever dangerous captain Matt Laredo, senior out of Oakville, Ontario, looking for goal number 8, and he hit the inside of the right post and it came out.
Yeah, good chance there for Laredo. A lot of speed, quick release, rings it off the bar. Diebold saw it, couldn't react to it in time, and really lucky as it flies behind him. A lot of those, you see a lot of those bounce off the back of the goaltender and in. Some of them go every which way. Engineers definitely lucky to escape without a goal there.
Defensive zone draw win for the Engineers. It's Liljegren skating into the offensive zone now. Stops at the near circle, shot high, and it was gloved at, but not held onto. Tapped all the way to the far side half boards. Now a shot from the far wall by Karate is blocked up into the netting. We'll have another stoppage with 12.4 seconds left here in the second. 3-2 Bears leading.
Both teams going to get a line change. La Liberté and Neal, two seniors, are going to go up front for the Engineers. See if either one of them can put the puck in the net in the last 12.
Poked at nicely by Prapavestis, keeps the play in the zone. Kicking at it, Neal. Runs into Prapavestis, 4 seconds to go in the period. They'll just pin things up against the far wall as the Bears have the lead and they'll want nothing more than to go to the second intermission, still leading, and they do. They'll take that 3-2 lead to the break.
Yeah, Matt Neal and looks like that would be Josh McArdle exchanging a few words down there. Both of them exchanging some shoves. The period ends. I don't think anything will come of it, but definitely time for Matt Neal, the senior, to show some leadership and just walk away from that situation. As this time, with the exception of that shot off the post from Laredo, I would say it's the Brown Bears who were lucky to escape the last few minutes of that period.
The Engineers had a better, I guess you could say, second period here, but still work to do for RPI. We will step aside, Teo and I. We'll be back with our second intermission in just a few minutes. Your score, once again, after 2 is Brown 3 and RPI 2. You're listening to live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy. 101.5 FM, WRPI Troy. The Engineers trail Brown by a 3-2 score after 2 periods of play. Shots 18-17 Bears. RPI with the more offensive zone possession in that second period, but they're only able to manage the 1 goal and to try and hang around in this one. 3-2, they trail Teo. Important for RPI here to start this third period. Well, 4-on-4 for just a bit, but getting pucks to the net and challenging Ernst, who hasn't looked all that strong between the pipes here for Brown, but he's really been helped out by his defense and able to clear some rebounds away.
Yeah, Ernst, he had
block shots, by the way.
He had a tough few minutes there, the tail end of the second period, bobbled a few pucks, but he's been playing well, so the Engineers definitely just need to keep shelling him if they want to put more pucks in the net. 17, they're on track to maybe take 24 shots in the game, which realistically you can't expect to win only putting 24 or 25 shots in the cage. Your defense has to play extremely well, and your goaltenders have to be extremely good in that situation. So the Engineers are going to need to really shoot a lot more pucks than they have been if they want to have a shot. Get more pucks through. They've been hitting a lot of shin pads, whether they've been good blocks or whether they've just been poor, ill-advised shots. It's tough to say, but that's what they're going to have to do, get more pucks on net, more pressure.
Before we start the third, I'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as WRPI is broadcasting, we'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that is WRPI.org. 20 minutes on the clock here. Teo Engineers down a goal and searching for points here in this final 3 weekends of ECAC hockey play.
Yeah, this is a big one. Like we just mentioned, they really need these points. The Brown Bears, though, playing with a lot of belief, a lot of confidence, coming off a huge win. Engineers coming off a 4-game skid. So 2 teams in different forms, and it looks like it.
4-on-4 hockey here, puck deep in the Brown territory, shot by Bubella, pad save. It was Ernst kind of drifting away from the near post. He nearly gave one up there. Now Karate Arister off the glove of Ernst, caroms around to the far point, kept in Leonard. Leonard up the far boards, has it knocked down. And RPI back to its own end now. 45 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Bubella ahead for Liljegren. Top of the circle, shot was blocked. Laredo trying to jump on it, get some help there. But from Machalow into the RPI zone they come. Laredo into the slot, poked away from him. And now Wood has it knocked free. It'll roll around to the far point where it's kept in by McCardle. Taken over by La Liberté, who ties up with McCardle. Loose in the middle, walking in, a shot and they score. It's Sam Lafferty who just walked right in and stuck it around Diebold for the goal. It's 4-2.
Sam Lafferty, the Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick, a freshman out of Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, and he shows why there. He pokes the puck around Bradley, steps in, makes a nifty move around Diebold, who's out and down, gets frozen. I always say it's good when those keepers are out and up. Diebold out and down, commits to the shot too early, and Lafferty able to pass it into the empty net there to put the Brown Bears up 4-2 here.
Puck in deep, Prapaves is back to get it. And it'll be played behind the cage for Bradley. Bradley up the near wall, runs into a little bit of trouble. That's Max Wilmot, who's celebrating his, looks like his 20th birthday today. Puck flipped up the near wall. McGowan has it, and now Neal into the zone. Neal down low, behind the cage now. Watched there by the aforementioned Willman, who's a Buffalo Sabres pick. He'll bounce off the back of the net. Neal has it, turning in front. While Liberté trying to stuff it home, he couldn't control. Puck back to the point, kept in far side by Karate. Engineers down now 4-2, or a minute and a half into the third period. And it'll be shot in, and delayed offside whistle goes here. 18-18, excuse me, no, maybe an icing call on the Bears.
Yeah, a little unconventional there from Ernst. Not, I would say he was swimming in the crease, not quite sure what to do. La Liberté on the front step with nobody checking him. But Ernst makes a good play, comes out, makes the poke check. And the Brown Bears break it out, but just don't quite make the line before clearing it in, and they cannot change.
Face-off upcoming here. And we have a whistle and a stoppage. Men's basketball in action against Skidmore tonight. They trail the Thoroughbreds 34-20. Still some time left in the in this first half of men's basketball. We have 18-18 on the clock here in the third. Engineers down 4-2. And kind of back to where they started midway point of that second period. RPI then kind of turned it on and were able to generate some offense. Got the goal from Abella, but it's really been not enough here from RPI.
Yeah, definitely not enough, and I think they get a little lucky here that the Brown Bears ice the puck and have to take a timeout. Obviously, you can't change there at the end of a long shift, and the back referee savvy to who was getting on and off the ice, so the Brown Bears will take a timeout, and Coach Apper is definitely going to take the opportunity to have a few words here and try and right the ship, as it were. Diebold, like we said, he played well, steady, made a few good saves in the second period, but comes out in the third and just, I hate to say it, but he did get toasted by Sam Lafferty on the goal. So the Engineers really needing to work hard to recover here.
Face off, one back to the point. Prapavesis spins away. Prapavesis to the far side. Shot goes wide. It'll bounce free to Nanny at the near corner. Nanny from Miller. Miller down low, and now he'll backhand one towards the net. Knocked out of the air by Nanny, and a backhand shot turned away by Ernst. They pin up behind the goal. Files there. And now Miller for Nanny. Back to Miller. He'll cycle it for Nanny again. Kicking at it is Nanny. They battle for the puck below the goal line. Gloved there by Miller, but it touches a Brown player, so no hand pass. They tie up in the far corner. Bradley's there. Poked free to the side of the net. It's covered up by Ernst, and kind of a sloppy odd play to the side of the Brown goal, and Ernst does the right move there, covers up. 17:30 left in the third, 4-2 Bears leading.
Yeah, both teams getting a change, just a little grinding shift in down low. I don't think the puck came up from behind the goal line once. With both teams, Engineers trying to dig it out and get chances, and the Brown Bears just trying to ice it.
4-0 Yale leads in women's hockey. They are midway through the third. There's a shot by Wilson off a leg all the way down the ice. He'll be chased down there by Liljegren. He'll hand it off for Leonard along the far boards. This is the final score off in Providence earlier this season. A 4-2 win for the Bears, and that's where this one sits right now. Babella gave it away to Jacobs in the neutral zone. He'll flip it back into the RPI zone. Race for the puck. Leonard there, around behind for Wilson. Wilson up the near side boards and played back in by Techmeyer. Diebold will leave it behind the cage. Leonard ahead for Wilson. Up the near side boards into the zone. Engineers were offside, or so I thought. Puck never went into the zone, so we'll never know. Wilson far side. Controlled by Niclario. Mark Niclario drops it back. Tyler Wood through center. Nice connection. Niclario into the zone. Ooh, he left it a little bit too out in front of himself. It'll be covered up by Diebold in the end. Niclario with a nice jump there, but he lost control of the puck at the most inopportune time.
Yeah, Niclario, big line out there. Laredo, Niclario lapping. Niclario taps the puck ahead, looking to flash the speed. Just a heavy touch on it, though, and Diebold is aware to it, jumps out, covers it up.
Face off, work back to the point, kept in by Wood. That being the Brown version. Near side wall, Bird had it taken away, and now Karate up the boards for Jake Wood, who dumps it in deep. Stopped there by Ernst. Gets a little bit of pressure, throws it off the man right in front of him. Is DeVito around to the near corner. Jake Wood trying to work it for DeVito. 16 minutes to go in the third. Engineers down 4-2. DeVito had it poked free by Wood. Back to DeVito. Work it back to the point. Karate, a wrister through traffic, saved by Ernst. Trying to jump on it, almost thrown into his own net by McCardle. It'll go behind the cage. That would have been something. Kept in at the far point by Bradley. Bouncing puck, move back out to center. Max Willman on the move. Willman to the RPI zone, 1-on-3. Poked loose by DeVito and headed back the other way are the Engineers. Near side point, wrist shot on goal, saved by Ernst. Not going to trouble him from that distance. The shot by DeVito. Now Bourbonnais goes into it a bit with Dane Cooper on the far side.
Yeah, the Engineers at the end of a shift there, just tossing the puck in on net. A little bit of an ill-advised play from Willman, who tried to wheel the puck in and wheel wide, but three Engineers back on defense to stop him up and chip the puck back up. Willman probably should have chipped it in and gone and pressed, but Engineers take advantage and have an offensive zone draw.
Out of the zone it goes, back to the neutral ice, and now RPI's end of the ice. It's Prapavesis who throws it far side. Up into the zone comes Neal, feeding it towards the cage, on goal, but it was looking for the pass there, trying to find McGowan, but it trickled all the way through to Ernst, who covers.
It was a good idea. McGowan driving the net just off his stick. Good little tap pass into the middle by Neal. So McGowan drives the net, but Ernst able to come out and jump on it.
Face off here, near side of the zone. McGowan in on the draw, one back by the Bears. File behind the cage, flipping it to the far side circle, now moved out by Lappin. Hand pass called. We'll draw it up in the Bears end once more. 15-12 on the clock, third period. Engineers find their scoring touch if they're going to come back in this one, down 4-2.
Yeah, Field just a little shovel hand pass along, which we mentioned earlier. You cannot do it in any spot on the ice. Machalow kicked out of the last draw, but he'll get a chance to try and win possession for the Brown Bears.
Draw it up far side now. The shot comes and a save by Ernst, who pounces on it before Schrader can get there. We'll do it again.
A good save from Ernst on to pounce on that, but he did, just like we mentioned before, he had a little trouble. I think he caught it with the inside of his blocker, and it might have bounced off his stick and back out, but he pounces on it like a cat.
Draw coming far side of the ice. It's the freshman line out there for the Bears. In Willman, Lafferty, and Bird. RPI has its big group out with Babella, Liljegren, Schrader. Puck won back again by Brown. He'll play it behind the net. Big hit by Karate. Puck stays in the zone. There's a pile up there now with Bird and Karate, and the Engineers do keep it in. No, they don't. Out to center. They can't touch it now. Back comes Deacon Sillis, or make it Willman rather, who threw it right into Karate. And now the Engineers take over neutral zone once more. Leonard off the far boards, knocked down by Willman. Willman flipping it up the boards and shot back the other way. Bouncing puck at the Brown blue line, or it's turned back around by Techmeyer. Now back to Deacon Sillis, down the middle. Good connection there. Lafferty into the zone. Wrist shot coming high off the glass. It caroms down to the far side of the net. Back on it is Prescott. He gets bumped by Babella off the puck. Lafferty up the far boards, kept in far point. Prizebeck along the wall, didn't have it. Engineers try to chop it out of the zone and do. Lafferty back to center, scoops it off the glass and back into the Engineers' end. Chris Bradley picks it up and wraps it towards the near side boards. Melanson waiting for it, doesn't quite get to him. Taken away by Middleton. They move it up the wall, now kept in by Wood. No, out to center, far side. Shot back in by McCardle. Little wrap around to the near side corner. Prescott there, keeps it alive. And now pass to Tyler Wood out to the Bears end. Ernst having to play with a stick. Looked a little bit precarious there, but does find a teammate. Engineers break things up behind the goal. Coming back to help out is Davey Middleton. He tries to give it back to Tyler Wood. Near side corner, takes a hit there from the Liberté around to the far corner. Engineers good pressure, trying to force a turnover. Melanson tied up with his man, chipped out of the zone by Middleton. Nanny has it there for the Engineers. Throw it right back in, near corner. Chase it down Wood. Picks it up in the near corner. 4-2 Brown leading RPI here. It's freak out weekend. Bouncing puck at center ice. Nanny takes over, feeds it up the far boards. Miller, the first one to it. Chips it off a skate. Ahead for Melanson. Into the circle. Melanson rather stick handling. Poked to the corner by his matching number in Brandon File. File and Melanson tie up in the corner now. Nanny comes to help out. Lamaki over there for the Bears as well, as is Cooper. Prapavesis all the way down low, trying to feed it in front. It's intercepted and moved back out by Cooper. Now 3-on-3 to the RPI line. Centering pass. Cooper on it. Shot saved by Diebold. Covered up by the senior netminder for his teammate. Topples into him. That was Miller. Well, the face-off coming here. 12:50 to go in the third. It's 4-2 Brown.
Yeah, good save by Diebold. After a good amount of pressure, good offensive zone time from the Engineers. Nothing really came of it. Tim Ernst probably should think about staying in his nets instead of coming out to play the puck. That's the second one that he's at least scared me from up here. He came out and handled it, but managed to keep it out of the net.
Face off in the RPI zone. Karate trying to play it behind. Lappin over there for the Bears. Now Machalow off the wall, shoots it in deep. It'll rattle around back to the near corner. Laredo, he gets crunched by Karate. Lappin now ties up with Bradley. Or make it Bourbonnais rather. They're still digging away in the near corner of the RPI end of the ice. Goes back behind the goal. Leonard trying to track it down. Pressure from Lappin off the back of the cage. And now a poke try, loose in the circle. And now Bourbonnais is finally able to clear it out of danger. Back to the Bears end. DeConcilis goes cross ice with it. And back comes Lappin. Lappin through center, stick handling, feeds it on goal. Stopped by the chest protector of Diebold. Leaves it to the side of the cage for Bradley. Under 12 minutes left, third period. Engineers down 4-2. Bourbonnais in, flips it deep, takes a hit and goes down. Puck comes free to the far corner. Bourbonnais overskates, picked up La Liberté, trying to jam it in front. Intercepted, picked away. Good pressure that time from Neal. Keeps the puck below the goal line. And now pinching up the near wall, Prapavesis. First one to it is Bird for the Bears. Now La Liberté out of the far corner, back to the point. Bradley fed near point. Prapavesis stick handles. Prapavesis back to his forehand, lost the puck, picked up Neal, rips one high and wide. It'll come down in the far corner. Schrader down low. First one to it, McArdle. McArdle played it behind, but Neal nearly takes over, trying to kick it to himself. He's tied up by Bird. Now a centering pass broken up and picked up by Lafferty. Lafferty out to center, bouncing puck, glove down by Schrader, knocked away by Bird, in on goal. Diebold about 2 or 3 feet out of his crease is able to cover that one up. We'll have a stoppage in play. 11:06 left, third period. Brown on top 4-2.
Yeah, Brown's still up. RPI, though, taking over the shot lead here. 23-20 it says on the board. I'm not sure if that's the official count, but
it is.
Anyways, the Engineers definitely getting more chances. A few defensive lapses still, though.
Puck in the near corner. Schrader double team, gets it off to Karate. Karate lost the puck to Middleton. And he goes down low. Karate with it. No, Middleton steps around him. Middleton to the corner now. Feeds it back to the point. Not a good pass. Cooper with a slapper, deflects wide of goal. Karate has it there. He gave it away. Centering pass. One-timer goes wide. Didn't catch it cleanly. That was a Prescott. And now Karate. Near corner. Spins around. Clock ticking away on this game here for the Engineers. Here's Leonard. Over to Karate. Cross ice pass too far out in front of Babella. Played there by Lappin back to the RPI zone. Now running out of room was Leonard. Just threw it into a body. Luckily got it right back. And now up the near boards for Liljegren. Liljegren crosses center. Gets it across the line where it's picked up by File. File takes a whack from Liljegren. Lost the puck. Playing it behind Babella. Man in front. One-timer. Miller Engineers have life here with 10:08 to go. It's a 4-3 game.
That's a great goal from Mark Miller. Good battle, chip the puck in, battle behind the net. Mark Miller slides down into the center of the slot. One big tap of the ice with his stick. Babella with his head up slides a perfect pass out to him, and Ernst is back in his net deep and down and doesn't even have a chance to make a save. Mark Miller with a great goal to pull the Engineers within one here, Perry.
Face off center ice here after the RPI tally. The goal for Miller is his 4th of the season. Credit Milos Babella for the assist. That's a 2-point game for Milos, as he did a good job behind the Brown net there. And so Bradley has it near side neutral zone for Liljegren. Into the zone, flip to the far corner. Babella runs into DeConcilis in the corner, now taken away. Here comes Willman up ahead for Lafferty. Lafferty chipping in deep, he'll chase it down. Has Bird with him. Fakes to Bird, goes behind the net, now tries to find Bird, is intercepted by La Liberté. Or make it Prapavesis rather, into the skate of Babella. Further for Liljegren, who taps it deep. He runs into his man there, that's Techmeyer. Now Techmeyer pins him against the boards. DeConcilis comes away with it. Up the wall by Willman. To center, controlled by the Engineers. That's Leonard. Back quickly to Liljegren at the near side circle. Into the zone they go. Knocked away by Lamacchia. Massimo Lamacchia. Into the zone. A wrister save on the blocker by Diebold. Slap behind the cage. Picked up there by Harlow. Harlow had it knocked free on goal. He knocked away from Karate. He'll turn into a shot for the Bears. Diebold covers up there.
Yeah, Karate with another bad turnover. The Engineers pressing hard, though. Brown really hasn't had a chance in the last few minutes. They've collected 1 shot since the last time I mentioned the shot count. So Brown in a little bit of panic mode here. I think their high-flying offense isn't really doing anything for him. And RPI is taking advantage and pinning them deep in their zone. So Brown's going to need to come up with something here if they want to keep alive in this game.
RPI trying to get out of their own end here. And now Bourbonnais. Behind for Bradley. 4-3. The Bears have the lead. They've led ever since 2-1. Engineers scored the game's first goal. Seemed like a long time ago. Bourbonnais, near side neutral zone, chips it off the wall. Too far ahead. Now Melanson picks it up into the zone. High slot holding. Melanson waiting. Fanned on the pass. Trying to play it down low. It's knocked away. Good defensive effort by the Bears. Just breaking up that offensive attack there. Now shot all the way through everybody. It's going to be icing as Leonard. A little miscommunication there with the forwards at the line. No one touched it. It'll be icing on RPI here.
Yeah, Leonard not able to connect on the pass, just wires one up ice. And we'll see. It looks like Scott Diebold will not have any equipment malfunctions at this stoppage. And they'll go right to the draw.
Puck below the goal line. It'll wrap around to the near side corner. 8:20 left, third period. Engineers down a goal. File back to his zone to glove it down. He'll track it down in the near corner and move it out. Here comes Brandon File. Up ahead for Lappin. Engineers take over their own zone. Lappin couldn't control. Cross ice feed. Finds Leonard. Tapped into the zone, and it'll be McGowan who can't quite get to that one. Back come the Bears. Race for the puck. Laredo trying to walk around Prapaves as he holds them. Penalty coming up here on the Engineers. Back to the point. One-timer File. He put it wide. Now far point. Cooper fakes the shot. Feeds it near side. 6 skaters out there. Delayed penalty on the Engineers. File holding near point. 3 Engineers come out to meet him. Poked free by the Liberté. And that will do it as the Liberté touches the puck. But a big, big penalty coming up here on the Engineers, who trail by a goal. Just 7:42 remaining.
Yeah, Laredo with tons of speed, just wheeling wide of Prapaves, who really has no choice except to haul him down and take the penalty. But Laredo, just like Coach Appert mentioned, he's dangerous. They're all dangerous. They can all score. A lot of jump in his step there. He's having a good game. Rang one off the post earlier and draws a penalty for his team here at an important time.
Defensive zone draw win and a must kill here for the Engineers. This one's shot in the air, but comes down off the glass and the dasher behind the RPI cage. Battling for it down there was Bradley, comes free. The Engineers look to break here. Shorthanded 2-on-2. Now with 2-on-3, Miller takes a whack on the leg, stays on the puck and spins back to the neutral zone before dumping it in. Bears have to be careful there, I should say, as the refs are often looking for penalties on the power play team. They do something ill-advised, like take a slashing call, nearly made there. Now puck around to the near corner. First one to it, Bradley. He's met there by Techmeyer. Now a centering pass actually behind the cage. Tap back to the point. Deacon Sillis feeds it near side for Techmeyer. Techmeyer back up top center blue line. Deacon Sillis far side circle. Down low, trying to jam it in, chipping it. Now a shot saved by Diebold. The try by Lafferty. Had Willman in front, and now to the far corner. Back to the point, Deacon Sillis. Techmeyer near side. Top of the circle, looking for the deflection. He fed it through the legs of Willman, looking for the redirect. Never quite got it. Karate in the far corner, chopping it around. This won't leave the zone as it's kept in by Techmeyer near point. Now another deflection try. That time it was missed, and the Engineers able to clear. That was Ryan Jacobson there on the power play, the senior out of Greenwood Village, Colorado. Bears nearly give it away in their own zone on the power play, but now here they come. Lappin with speed into the zone, top of the circle. Shot, and he scores off the post and in. It's a power play goal. And a hole in the sails of the Engineers here. As that one was ripped in.
Yeah, Nick Lappin showing why he's on the first line. The junior out of Geneva, Illinois. After Tim Ernst makes a pretty ill-advised play. I mentioned it earlier. He's coming out and playing the puck. He made a pretty bad play. Gave the puck right to McGowan. Brown gets it back. Quick break. Both Engineer killers pressing ahead. Lappin takes the puck, drives down that right wing. Right-hand shot, fires it over the blocker of Scott Diebold off the post and in. Great goal from the Bears.
5-3, Bears lead. 6 minutes to go here in the third. Liljegren backs into the zone at the near point. Still stick handling. Back to the point. Prapaves now not far away, about 10 feet away. Now they work it down low. Skips by Babella around to the far side. Pinching up the far boards is Leonard. File down low for the Bears. Gets bumped by Babella. Played off the far boards. Kept in nicely by Liljegren. Helping out his teammate and Leonard there. Now picked off in the center of the ice. Cooper plays it out to center for Middleton. Middleton gets it deep. Bears a 2-goal cushion once more. RPI has been battling this one all evening. Now here comes Schrader through the neutral zone. Stick handling, tripped up, goes down. Fans want to call, not going to get it here. Back comes Niclario, or make it Laredo rather. Drop pass, nice one, shot by Diebold. Rebound save, it's peeled away, by Bradley. 2 cracks at it there for the Bears. But Diebold coming up big here. Fed ahead, here come Nanny. Has a man in the middle, it's Miller. Nanny taken over by Laredo in the near corner. Battle for the puck there. Scraping for it, Nanny bounces to the side of the net. Nanny behind the back pass, never got there. It was broken up nicely by Tyler Wood. Battle in the far corner now. Nanny stick handling away, trying to work it loose. He's double teamed. Melanson over to help out. He gets dumped headlong into the boards. And now Nanny will cycle it down low. Near side corner, flipped out to the neutral zone. Bradley coming across from his far side position, plays it off the wall, I should say, for Miller. Engineers get it deep. 4.5 to go in the third. In the near corner, Bears have it. Lappin trying to spin away from some more RPI forecheck pressure. And that's Lafferty along the near half boards. Comes free. Long backhand saucer pass from La Liberté. High level of difficulty on that one, but the Engineers keep it in. Now Leonard pinching in, takes a hit, but gets it down low to the corner for McGowan. Back to the near point. Here's La Liberté walking in, fakes a shot, takes a shot, and took a deflection on its way through. Fed in front off the side of the cage now by McGowan. Off the boards, and now Leonard. Far side point. Prapavesis, he skates center blue line. Still Prapavesis with it. He'll carry it down low. Prapavesis on the move. Matched up against Laredo. Spins away from a little bit of pressure there. Play it back to the point for Leonard. 3:40 left. One-timer coming far side. Save Ernst. Rebound saved by Ernst again. And he covers up. I don't know how. He kept it out.
Good job by Ernst. Just keeps track of the puck. Slides over. Makes the save. Good job defensively from the Brown Bears. La Liberté comes step down the wall. And not usually the greatest defensive strategy, but the Brown Bears, 3 or 4 forwards trying out for goalie, lining up in front of La Liberté as he shoots. Shot gets blocked away, but so maybe a little panicked right now, but the Brown Bears really showing that they are passionate about this game, wanting to win it, and the Engineers sort of in panic mode.
3:37 left. You are listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Perry Lascaris, Teo Camadillo from the Houston Fieldhouse. Engineers down 5-3. And but putting the pressure on, puck behind the net. Babella throwing it in front and hit off a skate, hit off Deacon Sillis into the near corner. Continuing to scrap Babella in the corner, centering off a body all the way down the ice. There will be no icing. Came off Prescott. Bradley back to get it in his own zone. Off the backboards for Wilson. Wilson up the wall, tipped ahead by Bourbonnais right to the Bears line where Deacon Sillis has it, finds File near side. He'll shoot it off the near boards. Tapped into the zone by Willman. Engineers will have to start from their own near corner now. Off the back wall, race for the puck. Neal gets there. It was a ill-advised play by Bradley, who just kind of threw it back there, hoping someone would be there, and Neal had to race for it to beat the Bears to it. Now a cross-ice feed for Babella. Ahead for Neal, skips under his stick, and he'll be tracked down by Wood in his own zone. Wood shoots it around far side. Bourbonnais can't keep it in. Tapped out to center by Willman, who wants a change. He'll get it. 2.5 to go. Engineers have to be thinking extra attackers soon, and I'm sure they will be. They pulled Diebold with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left against Clarkson, down 5-2. Here's a Miller driving the net, flips it wide the cage. There goes Diebold with 2:17 to play. Bouncing puck in the circle. Neal has it, fed towards goal, took a deflection. Miller trying to move it in front. High in the air, bouncing puck towards the far point. It goes out to center. No one can find it. And Leonard, luckily for the Engineers, did know where it was. And now La Liberté touches it across the line. Offside whistle goes. And I believe Diebold to come back out here. 2:02 left. Neutral zone face-off upcoming. RPI down 5-3.
Yeah, they're going to send it all the way back to the blue line of the Engineers, who made the pass in La Liberté just 4 inches over the blue line when he caught the pass. 2 minutes left in the game, and a few fans starting to head for the exits. As Coach Appert calls a timeout, probably the right move to do at this time, but it's been a pretty typical game for the Engineers. They come out strong. The first period is interesting to watch, but it just can't stick with it, really, unfortunately, and the Brown Bears jump on a few opportunities, get lucky with a few shots on net. They made their chances. You got to hand it to them, definitely. Diebold gave up a few goals as well, so it wasn't just Kasdorf. But the Engineers really just not really together on defense today.
Shots 25 apiece. Bears have that 5-3 lead. It's been a defensive issue for RPI recently. They've given up 5 goals against Clarkson, 3 against St. Lawrence, 3 against Dartmouth on the road, and then of course the what was it, 8 against Union.
That's right.
I think I put that out of my memory. Okay, yeah, it was 8-3. It wasn't that long ago, but I forgot how many goals the Dutchman scored on that night in Albany. But it was 8-3. But yeah, so defensively, RPI needs to shore things up. Whether it's Kasdorf or Diebold, someone. I'm not putting the blame on the goaltenders, of course. Defensively, it's a team effort here, and Kasdorf hung out to dry far too many times early in this game. That's why he's out of the game.
Yeah, that's right. You know, giving up 5 goals on 25 shots, that really, and honestly, the way the goaltenders are playing, it reflects that they've just given up too many good chances.
Puck near corner. Engineers looking to go all the way down the ice here. It's Diebold in his own net, obviously, as the Engineers trying to control things, get the puck deep, and then get a change. They do get into the zone, cross-ice feed. There goes Diebold. Minute 38 left. RPI is still down 2. In the near corner, digging away is Neal with, looks like Deacon Sillis. Now back to the point, Prapavesis. Far point, one-timer coming. It was blocked by the first man. That being Willman out to center, race for the puck. Leonard has to be careful here. And he does a nice job to avoid taking a penalty there. Willman, a little bit of a step on him. Now into the zone, Engineers are offside. That time it was Neal ahead of the Liberté, and Neal throws up his left hand in disgust. Didn't like the call, but it looked to be pretty tight from here, and probably the right one.
Yeah, Perry, I would definitely say that he was offside. That's just typical of the way the Engineers have played today. Just a lack of focus on these little things like Matt Neal turning and skating across the blue instead of going right in, and he cost his team an opportunity to break into the zone.
1:12 left. No goaltender here for RPI. 6 skaters. They work it into the zone near side. Babella backhands it blindly in the middle. That's shot all the way down the ice. So will this be a long empty net goal? No, it's about 6 inches wide left, and an icing call against the Bears. Looked like it was going in from here. It was Laredo just spun one from his own blue line.
Yeah, that wasn't probably not the smartest play he's made all day. He's had a good game, but taking his chance, as it were. But the problem with icing the puck is you can't change, and it comes all the way back to your end.
1 minute left here exactly. 5-3, Bears leading. 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Engineers looking for some kind of miracle here. It is freak out weekend. Big Red Freak Out being tomorrow. Chipped off the boards out to center by Lappin. Race for the puck. Leonard gets there. Up the wall for Prapavesis. Gave it away to Clario. Shot. That one may have been headed in as well, but it hit the skate of Leonard. Now the Liberté to the line. Cross-ice pass all the way through to Liljegren. Tap it back to the point. Prapavesis throws one at goal. Knocked down there. Loose and turned on goal. Pad save made by Ernst, and a big one. Back behind the goal is Neal. In the near corner. Pinned against the boards. Now they'll shoot it out far side. Kept it by the skate of Prapavesis. Kicked it right to Laredo, who fires into an open net wide again. This will be another icing call. Bears looking like a 5-17 team here, looking for all the extra goals they can get, and then another ill-advised shot down the ice will draw another icing whistle.
Yeah, Laredo just not intelligent. He shoots as he crosses the blue. He had one defenseman, and he probably was going to take a hit, but with 30 seconds left in the game, you're at the end of your shift. You have to take that hit and clear the red before you try and pad your points here.
Face off to the left of Ernst. 6 skaters still out there for RPI, 29.5 ticks left. Bears win the defensive zone draw. All the way down the ice again. Another icing. This is going to be the freshman Techmeyer. No, they wave it off for some reason. We're not quite sure. Maybe they want to get out of here.
Hit an Engineer.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, defensive zone coming
Well, it's a break for the Bears. 14 seconds left. Wilson touched into the zone. Picked up by Miller. Miller walking in. A shot over the top. Glove down by Schrader, far corner. It was basically a breakaway from the hash marks in for Miller. He put it over the net. Now a shot blocked from the point. 1 second. Will there be an empty net goal? Yes, I believe that went in time. It's an empty netter for Matt Laredo, who finally got what he was looking for. 6-3, I believe, to be the final. They're going to have to look at this, but from what I can tell, it's going to be a good goal. I think it's 6-3 final. 5-3 doesn't much matter if you're the RPI.
Certainly not. The important stat here for them is 0 points. Brown obviously picking up 2. Laredo finally with his goal breathes a sigh of relief as that one rolls into the net. The referees are going to ask that they don't shake hands, it looks like.
Well, because they're going to call this a goal, so they have to have a face-off.
Okay, so the teams will head back to the bench.
the most...
We'll put a few tenths of a second up on the scoreboard so that the referees can tell nobody to touch the puck when they drop it, which is what I'm sure will happen.
Right.
We usually like to keep things nice and quiet, so the linesman will ask that neither face-off man try and win. Just let the puck drop. Obviously, it's 6-3 at the end of the game. Nothing's really going to happen of any import.
This is just a technicality here, you can call it. It's a goal for the Bears. They haven't put the goal up on the scoreboard yet, but it's going to count. Obviously, they're drawing it up. Face-off, and the Bears win the draw. And that'll do it for this one. The Bears win the draw and the game. 6-3 is the final score. Brown comes in and continues their hot play. We talked about it with Coach Apper before the game. He said this team is playing well. RPI is going to have to show up. And they really did it. Down the stretch. Once again, it's the lapses in play. You know, it's easy to play well for stretches, 5 minutes, a couple minutes at a time, but you got to play 60 minutes to win in ECAC hockey. The Engineers did not this evening, and they fall here on this Friday night contest.
Yeah, that's right, Perry. They showed that keeping the pressure on. Eventually, the other team would break. The Engineers scored a. Bubella's goal was off of a lot of offensive zone possession, but really they just generally didn't play enough strung together minutes of solid defensive play. So giving up 6 goals to the Brown Bears, who, like Coach Apper mentioned, are dangerous and can score a lot of goals. They had 6 different goal scorers today. So obviously they're dangerous. And they showed it, and they showed a lot of heart, in my opinion. They really came in here with a lot of passion and thought they could win the game and did. The Engineers sort of flew out in the first shift, scored in the second minute of the game, but then didn't decide that they wanted to play for the rest of the 58 minutes of the game, which is just how it went, and it showed on the scoreboard and on the ice.
I'll come up with offensive. Or excuse me, I'll run on the scoring. Teo will come up with his offensive and defensive engineers of the game. As the Engineers fall here by a 6-3 final, they still haven't put the goal up on the board, but I guess it really doesn't matter all that much. Scoring in this one, as we go back to the first period, it was Jacob Liberté scoring at 1:19 of the first from Mark McGowan, and Jared Wilson made it 1-0 RPI. Bears pulled even at 9:08. Goal by Joe Prescott, assist to Brian Techmeyer, the lone assist there. Then the Bears took the lead for good, mind you, at 2-1. Goal by Mark Niclario, assist to Josh McArdle and Tyler Wood. Brown made it 3-1 at 4:33 of the second period. Matt Harlow scoring from Ryan Jacobson and